If you're over 50, try this with me. Turn your head without your shoulders moving. I was in Sprouts the other day, and I was standing behind a man who was complaining to the cashier that he couldn't ride his road bike. And it was just his body has been changing and he just couldn't handle riding his road bike. Now, I probably wouldn't have thought much about it if he was someone that was, 75, 80 years old. But he kept talking to the cashier register, and I guess he was just being polite, listening. And he ended up proceeding to tell him that, oh my goodness, I turned 50. And it's like, oh, my body's falling apart. I guffawed. I was like, what in the world did I just hear this man say? Now, honestly, I didn't really take it too seriously, but then I started noticing a problem in the clinic. And so that's why this series. This is episode number 1 of how a 50-year-old body should move. So, in each episode, we're going to be looking at an area of the body, what should still be there at 50, and what are some simple things that can be done if it's not. So, we're starting at the neck because the studies are showing that a person who loses their ability to move their neck has actual compromised balance balance and they're at risk of falling as they age. Now, again, one of the life lessons in the clinic again had a patient who was below 60 years old who had injured a lower part of the body, okay, but was showing just kind of compromised motion. I mean, when you're talking to someone, you can see how they're moving. I tend to move my head a lot and that sort of thing. But you see that the person talks when she would talk, she was talking to you, and she kind of tended to, just use the eyes and everything like that as her way of communicating, and didn't do a lot of what I do. And so when I saw her balance was like, I'm like, I do see, I see. You have to have mobility. Now, honestly, the difficulty can go from the top down and go from the bottom up, but we're just starting with the neck. Okay, so we are going to next go through some movements and let's see what you're able to do. We're going to go through 3 cervical, 3 neck motions. Do these with me. The first one is rotation. We're going to turn to your right. Okay, turn with me, looking over the shoulder, back to the front, and look over the shoulder, back to the front. How did you do? Second one, side bending. Move to your right, mirror me, ear to the shoulder, back to the center, ear to the shoulder, back to the center. Now, I'm going to stop here. Many people think when I tell them to do side bending, they think they're doing side bending. But what they're really doing is rotating their head and coming like this. And this is a major loss with range of motion. So side bending is purely ear to the shoulder. Third one is flexion or bending forward and looking up. Now, I need to give a caveat here. There are areas in the neck where we have to be very mindful that are areas where there's vessels and blood vessels. And if you have known yourself to have problems with getting dizziness when they're looking and you're looking up, do not do this one with me, okay? Because you either have some inner ear things going on or you might have some vertebral artery issues going on. So don't do this if you know that you get dizzy when you look up. But for everybody else, we're going to look down towards the chest and you're going to look up towards the ceiling and to the center. Okay? Now, next, if you had trouble with this, we're going to talk about how to do some things to correct this. Now, understand, not picking on you, it's not your fault, and it's not really just about age. This is a combination. If you found that you could not move your neck the way you wanted to move them, the issue is that we are stressed and muscles in the neck hold a lot of tension. A lot of us, we're on our phones or sitting at the laptop, okay? And even with driving. Now, the driving issue is that with all the conveniences, of these newer vehicles, how many people have stopped looking over their shoulder or looking up in order to back up? You know, we're looking at this screen that's sitting right here, and I actually refuse to use that screen for everything. I turn my head and I look, because we have to be aware that conveniences sometimes become a problem when it comes to keeping us mobile. So we're going to look next at what we're going to have. I can have you do to do some improved exercises to improve your range. Okay, so we're going to go through. I'm going to give you kind of four different stretches. Now, when you do these stretches, you can use a towel, like a tea towel type size. I also like I like stretch straps, and there's different kinds that are out there. This one was a pretty one. I love red. So anyway, this one it's nylon webbing people use for climbing and stuff like that. But anyway, you can use the towel or you can use the strap. All right, I'm going to show you 4 movements, stretches that you can do. And I want you to understand, before I get into the one that has you doing neck extension, if you know that you get dizziness, again, if you get dizziness, any kind of weird woozy feeling, if you tilt your head back, do not do this exercise. All right? Just do not do that particular one. So we're going to do the 4 motions of the neck with a stretching option. So our first one is going to be the rotation. I'm going to be using a towel. You can also use a stretch strap, which I actually prefer, but I figure more people have one of these around the house someplace, or you can go get one. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the right side first, and you're going to take your towel. You're going to bring the corner down across the chest. The other corner you are hooking up against the head, okay, the back of the head, but you want to be looking at coming a little bit across your cheek. This you're going to use to help you to turn. So you're going to turn, and if you're stiff in this way, you're going to feel this. This is just a way of giving assistance to the rotation motion. All right, so you're turning and back. Now, the way I like people to do this is you do active stretching first, and then you can hold the last one for 30 seconds. So you would do active stretching and, go, if this is how far as you can go, then go to here, hold it for 1, 2, 2, 2, and you do that 10 times. Now, by the time you get to the 10th one, hopefully you've gotten a little bit more range, and then you're going to hold that 11th time for 30 seconds. So that's for your rotation. Side bending is similar in the sense of using the towel, bringing it across, but it's different in the sense that the towel is going to go up a little higher up along like the top of the eye, because you're trying to assist with this, okay? So we're going to do this to the left, and it's the same thing. Side bend, and you just stretch it over. 1, 2. 2, 2. Okay? And you will hold the last one, number 11, for the 30 seconds. This motion is the motion that I see a lot of people lose. So I would encourage you, really try to get this going now. So this is definitely an important one. If you have any kind of headaches or just you feel that stiff tightness, you probably are not moving very well this way. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, we're going to look at flexing or bending the neck forward. And that one is going to be taking the hands, put them behind your head, and we're going to come down, bring the elbows in and stretching. 1, 2. And again, 2, 2. And understanding that you have muscles that connect from your neck down your back. So if you feel it down your back, it's a-okay. Okay? Same thing. Do 10 of those and hold the last one for 30 seconds. Now, you can do these for more than 10, but I'm just giving you kind of a baseline. The last one is that one, I'm going to give you an extra one, because if you cannot do this next one, then you can do the number 5. But even if you can't do this one, number 5 is still an excellent one that everybody should do. And so you can take the towel, bundle it up. You're going to put it behind the base of the skull, and you are pulling. So come behind, like at the skull, at the neck, and you're going to be pulling forward while you're tilting back. 1, 2, 2. Now, I like this with a strap because you can actually get it along different levels, which might make you kind of extend a little bit further, but you can also adjust where you put the towel along your neck. And some people have very long necks, so you really should do more than one level along your neck. Just so you can see it sideways. So I'm just extending back, 1, 2, and I'm pulling forward. So these are assisted stretches, and that's why it helps to get the range of motion to improve. Now, number 4, and this is just across the board, one of our favorite exercises that we like to do, and this is the chin tuck. And so it's sliding the chin back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then release. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, everybody does this a little differently. Some people, like myself, we like it, level. So it's like if you're like this, you slide back. I tell people like it's on a table. That's the motion, okay? Some people tuck it down. Now, this is actually particularly good if you have stenosis problems, or if you have just like a stiffness with your facets, your joints along the side of the neck. It also will give you, if you hold it, it'll give you some strengthening, which is very important for a strong neck as well. So that's your chin tuck. Okay, so that's a bonus one for you, but it's a very good one. It's kind of a global exercise, so thought I'd throw that in there for you. So again, these are the exercises that you can use to start to get that neck moving better. And again, use your range of motion. Start paying attention. Look at, do you turn your shoulders when you're, like, somebody can say something to you. Do you do this? Or are you able to do this? Because I can tell you, people lose this ability. And that is another indication when I start seeing balancing is an issue, because they're not segmenting. They're not able to move the neck independent of the shoulders. You want to move your neck independent of your shoulders. So that's what a 50-year-old neck really should be able to do. Hopefully you'll work on it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments.